याली मदद बहुत नवाजिश बहुत खूब याली मदद to all friends and thank you for joining us today. Inshallah, we will continue on our session number 18, the concept of Imam in the Quran. Listening to and learning the concept of the Imam and the Noor yesterday. Today we will learn so when Allah says Imam or the Noor, then we know that it meant Imam of the time. Just like that, what are the other concepts of the Quran? And today's subject is the concept of heaven and the earth. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. May Mawla's guidance, tawfiq, taheed, himmat wa yari be with us. And may His mercy be upon us so we may learn and able to teach some of the concepts of the Quran. Again, let's look at this short farman, one paragraph of Shah Karim al-Husseini, Imam al-Waqt. It is important that in learning parts of the Quran, you must clearly understand the meaning. If you recite parts of the Quran, certain words must represent to you a concept. If you study the Quran Sharif, this concept will become well known to you and through you to the Jamaat at large. This takes many years of study. This can be learned easily or without hard work. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. There are many concepts of Quran, and we have discussed in our series of lectures on the understanding of Quranic concepts. I believe there are more than or close to 100 lectures on such a subject, maybe under the different subjects, but taking the Quranic concepts and connecting them to our tariqah and to the Imam. Today we have such a subject in front of us, and this comes from Surah 11, ayat number 7. And we will ask, just like yesterday, questions, and then we will answer, inshallah, those questions for our understanding. Allah, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. Very short ayat, not very many words, looks very simple. So what concepts does come to your mind when you see this about half a line ayat? Allah created, question would be, when did He create it? How did He create it? How long did it take? What material did He use? What was the thought process? What was the intention? What was the purpose? For whom did He create all of this? Do you see? So many different tasawwurat, questions, concepts comes to our mind. If we are reading the Quran as a book of ilm, knowledge, wisdom, tawil, and guidance, hidayat. Otherwise, if we are reading it as a storybook or something to read, then you will miss these concepts. What other concept comes to mind? Heavens and the earth. Heavens is in plural. How many heavens did He build? And why earth? Only one. Or was it more than one earth? Because it says heavens and earth, or the earth, the heavens and the earth. And when does Allah use the word the instead of a? So those are very particular heavens that He created, and very particular earth that He created. Then in 6 days, more question comes to mind. Why 6 days? Why not 7 days? Why did it take Him 6 days? Could He not have created all of this with His intention, the miracle of kun fayakūn? Because when He intends to do something, He just says to be. And it is. Kun fayakūn. And everything comes to manifestation, comes to existence. How do we understand all of this? So here, let's start with 2 questions. One, why did it take Him 6 days? And the second question, how many heavens and the earth did He create? So let's unpack and do some understanding the tawil of it. Just like anything else, when in Quran Allah says mountain, heavens, water, wind, each one has a tawil. Then the days must have tawil as well. Before we even go to 6 days, what does days of Allah means? So Allah Himself replies and gives the answer in the very Quran. that each of my day is equivalent to 1,000 of your years, of your physical earthly days. Allah's one day equal to 1,000 years of the human. So did Allah created the heavens and the earth in 6,000 years? Because according to the Quran itself, each day is equal to 1,000 years. And why did it take him 6,000 years or 6 days when he could have done all of that with the blink of an eye, with the amr of kun fayakūn? Then we must learn what does heavens means and what does the earth means. Heavens and the earth are the levels of hudud-e-din, the hierarchy of religion. And here it talks about the six heavens, and there were the 6 days of Allah. And each one is called a day and is called a heaven. That is the day 1 of Adam, that is Sunday. Day 2 of Hazrat Noah, that is Monday. Day 3 of Noah, that is Tuesday. Day 4 of Ibrahim, that is Wednesday. Day of Hazrat Musa, that is Wednesday. Okay, I think I lost one day. Let's go back to Adam, this Sunday, that is day 1 of Hazrat Noah, Monday, day 2. Hazrat Ibrahim, day 3, the Tuesday. Hazrat Musa, the day 4, the Wednesday. Hazrat Isa, the day 5th, the Thursday. And the last day or the 6th day of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Friday. And that's why we call it Jumatul Mubarak, the day of Muhammad. Each one of those days are called the days of religion or days of Allah. And each day is also called one of the heaven, meaning whomever came into the day of Allah, in the religion of the Allah, of the time of that day, they entered into the heaven. In example, Adam, Noah, Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, and Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 6 heaven, 6 days of Allah, 6 days of religion. But then where is the earth? With each heaven, meaning with each natik, there was one asas, the Imam. So in the time of Natiqeen, the Natiq is considered to be heaven, and the Imam, the Asas, is considered to be the earth of that heaven. Meaning all of the nur and the ilm and the wisdom and the virasat and walayat of the Natiqeen comes down to the earth, the Imam, the Asas. So the question was, how many heavens and earth? In this one particular Quranic reference, 6. Further down, we will look at it, a different ayat and a different tawil. Different ayat and different tawil. So here, the 6 days of Allah are the 6 days of Natiqeen, the 6 days of religion, and Allah, who is most merciful, Rahman and Rahim, gave us chance and opportunity to come into the religion of Allah again and again, with each Natiq and with chance to come into the heaven as they were the messenger and they were the living heaven. Also in the Quran, they are called Kashtiye Nijat, the boat of salvation. Whomever comes into the boat of salvation, then they will enter into the heaven. They are also called the gates to the heaven. So whomever merges themselves or enter the gates of the heaven will come into the heaven. And the gates for each one of these heavens were a Asas of the time. So combinedly, the heaven and the earth are Natiqeen and Asasan, the Imams with the Natiq. They are also called the city of knowledge. And they are also called house of wisdom. So you see, the heavens have many names, and the earth has many names, or many tawilat, or many understanding, or many identifications. So whomever wish to come to Allah may come through the door of the Asas into the heaven of the Natiqeen, so they may come close to Allah. Because Allah is belong to the heavens and the earth, the Natiqeen and Asasan. So if you want to come close to Allah, come through the door and come into the heaven. Now, let's come to what was the reason? What was the reason for creating 6 days of religion? And was there a 7th day? And how come it was not counted initially and kept separately for a better and greater understanding and ta'wil. So in the very same ayat, Allah says, and on the seventh day, my throne will be, is, would be on the water. And then the purpose, why would it be on the water? It says, so he may test you. So he may test you. So few questions comes here to mind. Why did he keep the 7 days separate from the 6 days? Because 6 days was the day of the religion, the day of the natiqeen, where the 7th day is day of the qayyim, the day of the manifestation of Allah himself. And how and where does he manifest? On the water, sitting on the throne or standing on the throne. And for what purpose? So he may test you. And he will test you in what? To see how you are, how big of your house is, how many cars you have, or will he test you in your deeds, in your amal, in your understanding, in your iman, and how close you are, and how did you use the lesson and the learning of the 6 natiqeen? How did you follow the commands of the prophets? And how did you follow the guidance of the Qur'an? And did you recognize the living Imam, the guide amongst you? He will test you on all of that. That who is amongst you, who is better in the deeds, in the conducts, ilm wa amal. And your test would be, did you recognize on the 7th day the manifested Nur, the Imam? So 6 days we can say was for the school and learning, and the 7th day was for the test, to see did you learn anything. The 6 days were to show you how, and the 7th day was to see if you understood how. The 6 days of learning and the 7th day of test. The 6th day of natiqeen and the 7th day of the manifestation of the qayyim. The 7th day is also called the day of Qiyamah, when Allah would come with his angels, so he may do the justice amongst you, who will be the one who are successful in the recognition of the Nur of the Imam and of the Qaim and Qiyamah. And those who do not believe in the Qiyamah and the Qaim, then they will be called blind, deaf, and dumb, as they refuse to see the manifestation. They refuse to learn from the 6 days. And the question was, when and if Allah ever use his command of kun, and if he does, when does he do that? Because in this case, he created the world of religion in 6,000 years, which is equivalent to 6 days of Allah. So when does he use the word kun, the command of kun? That also teaches us and tells us that Allah creates in 2 different ways. One, when he commands and wish and will, everything comes into existence. Then within their existence, the religion takes time. And the days of religion are created according to the habit of Allah, which sits on the habit of humanity. And in the world of creation, things take time. Whereas in world of command, everything happens in the blink of an eye, instantly. So in the world of command, everything unfolded quickly. But in the world of creation, in the world of humanity, in the physical world, as we take time, then so does Allah take time for us. It is His rahmat, mercy on us, that He is not in a hurry. Otherwise, we will never be able to learn. He gives us chance and time to learn. Look at a child. When he's born, he's given time to sit, to walk, and to learn. It's not that on the very first day, as soon as he is born, he knows everything. He knows how to sit, walk, run, talk, understand, make logic, and then recognize Allah. That's not the case. He gives the human the time to learn. And that is part of His mercy, that He does that. But then, when it comes to our spiritual elevation and birth, when a human is physically born, it takes 9 months before it takes a single step physical world. But on the other side, when he is spiritually taking birth, in the blink of an eye. And under the command of kun fayakūn, under the command of Allah, in the blink of an eye. Another easy example, as a lot of people, a lot of friends, listener may not understand spiritual birth. Our birth takes 9 months, but when we die within a blink of an eye. And instantly we are born in the spiritual world. As our physical body remains, but our soul is transformed from the physical into the spiritual world instantly by the command of Allah, by the command of kun, and we die, and we take birth in the spiritual world. Do you see the difference between taking a birth, which takes 9 months, the world of creation? But when it comes to world of spiritual world, it does not. Instantly you take birth on the other side. Instantly by the command of kun. So example after example. So on one side, for the benefit of the humanity, Allah creates the world of religion in 6 days, equal to 6,000 years. And then the Qiyamah comes. And the Qiyamah comes in the blink of an eye by the command of kun. The seventh day, the day of Qaim, the day of Qiyamah, that comes so fast that we don't even see it and we don't even realize it. Because this day of Qiyamah is a spiritual day, and this Qiyamah begins spiritually in the personal world of the Arifin, and then its reflection and its reaction take place in this world of creation, and that also takes time. An example, 7th day, and each day equals to 1,000 years. So the Qiyamah will come in the blink of an eye. And you don't have to take my word for it. Read in the Qur'an. The Qiyamah will come under the veil hidden behind the cloud. The Qiyamah will come in the blink of an eye, and you would not even know it. Because this Qiyamah is a spiritual, batini Qiyamah of the personal world of the Arif Kamil. But then its reaction and reflection on the world of creation. And as everything takes time in the world of creation, it would also be a day of Allah, the 7th day of Allah, and each day is equal to 1,000 years. So Qiyamah will begin all of a sudden with the command of kun, but then it will last for 1,000 years. And that is the seventh day of Allah. So Allah says in Surah 71, ayat 15, do you see, or can we see, the seven heavens? So here he's talking about seven heavens. Before he talks about the 6 days and the creation of heavens and the earth. So what's the difference between this heavens and the earth and the 6 days and the creation of the heavens and the earth? The first one, the 6 days, were the 6 days of religion. 6 heavens, 6 natiqeen. Whereas here, the 7 heavens along with the 7 earth are the hierarchy of religion, the hudud-e-deen. So let's count. And I will count this in 2 different ways. So if you are paying attention, then you will say, and you should be able to say, oh, this is how the 7 heavens are counted. So first count is from the top to descend, and that is aklekul, nafsekul, natik, asas, imam, hujjat, and dahi. 7 heavens in descending order. Now, the 7 heavens on the ascending order. Da'i, Hujjat, Imam, Asas, Natik, Nafsekul, Aklekul. Why did we count it 2 different ways? Descending and ascending order. So I can show you the 7 earth, because counting 7 heavens is easy. Not seeing and hidden 7 earth behind it is hard. Out of these 7 heavens and 7 earth, one is absolute heaven and one is absolute earth. But on the other hand, they are all heavens. Let me show you if you can visualize it. Aklekul and nafsekul, the heaven and the earth. Nafsekul and natik, the heaven and the earth. Natik and asas, heaven and the earth. Asas and the imam, heaven and the earth. Imam and hujjat, heaven and the earth. Hujjat and dai, heaven and the earth. Dai being the absolute earth in this example. Aklekul being absolute heaven in this example. In between, everyone is the earth and heaven for each other. Again, Nafsekul is earth of Aklekul and heaven of Natik. Natik is the heaven of Asas and Asas is earth of Natik. Asas is heaven for the Imam and Imam is the earth of Asas. Imam is the heaven of Hujjat and Hujjat is the earth of Imam. Hujjat is the heaven of Dai, and Dai is the earth of Hujjat. So in between, they are heavens and the earth. On the top, absolute heaven. On the bottom, absolute earth. Combinedly, they are 7 heavens and 7 earths. So, do you not see, or can you see, that there are 7 heavens? And can you see, or do you not see, there are 7 earths for each one of those heavens? Our Dais and Ujatan have explained that those heavens also makes others heavens. If they choose to become earth of those heavens, I'm going to take the example of Dai first. Dai, the absolute earth in that example we used earlier, but is also part of the 7 heavens. So Dai chose to be earth of the Hujjat. So Hujjat made him heaven. So can Dai make other heaven? Answer is yes. So Dai, if someone like to become earth, like Mazun, then Dai gives the ilm and his ruhaniyat to the Mazun, and then Mazun is the earth of the Dai, and Dai is the heaven of the Mazun. And now Mazun also becomes heaven. Heaven for whom? For the Mustajib. Mustajib, the one who is the absolute earth. And for the Mustajib, Mazun is the heaven. And for the Mazun, Dai is the heaven. For the Dai, Hujjat is the heaven. And on and so forth. So lesson is, not only heaven are heaven, but they must become earth so they may become heaven. And the example we use of a Dai, that is earth and the heaven, Mazun, earth and the heaven, and absolute earth now in this example is Mustajib. And how did Mustajib got into this count? One day, when he was just a mu'min, he decided to become the earth. For what purposes? So he may become heaven one day. So he came into the hierarchy of religion and became that absolute earth. So what's the benefit of Mustajib becoming absolute earth? Because when you are absolute earth, not only the rain comes from the first heaven, but also from the second heaven, from the third heaven, from the fourth heaven, and all the heavens above. When it rains step by step, the Jawar, onto the Mustajib. Mustajib gets the benefit of all of the heavens. From the Aql, from the Nafs, from the Natik, from the Asas to the Imam, to the Hujjat, to the Dai. All of those benefits are eventually for the Mustajib. And Mustajib is that one moment that says, I do not know. I like to learn. I hear your calling, so I'm here. I want to be that earth. So let it rain. Let it rain, so I may also give the fruits and one day become heaven. So may others benefit from me when I become heaven. So those were the 7 heavens and the 7 earths. Now, in the same surah, 71:16, Allah talks about that, do you not see how Allah have created 7 heavens, one upon the other, meaning earth, heaven, heaven on top of the heaven. And he creates the moon. He placed the moon in those 7 heavens. Meaning each heaven has a moon. And he keeps or put or place a Nurani luminous lamp in them. So each heaven has 2 things. A Nurani lamp, and a moon, the one who takes the light from the heaven, from the lamp, from the Nur. And what does moon do? Gives the light to the people under them. The ta'wil of the moon is hujjat. In our lesson today, earth. The ta'wil of the nur and luminous lamp is the ta'wil of the imam. In our lesson today, heaven. So the heaven is the example of a sun, of the nur, of the imam. Ta'wil of the moon is of the earth, of the moon, of the guide, of the teacher, who gives the light that he received from the imam to the others. It is not the physical sun or physical moon, but the physical moon and physical sun are the example of the spiritual sun, the imam, and the spiritual moon, the hujjat, the peer, the teacher, the guide. Just like in the time of Shariat, Natiqeen are the sun and Asasan are the moon. In the time of Asas is the sun and the Imam is the moon. In the time of Imam are the sun and the Peers are the moon. In the time of Peer are the sun and the Dais are the moon. And on and on and on. So inshallah, let me stop here.